Thank you to our sponsor, Infinite Aesthetics. If you want to support the pod, use the code EMPIRE, infiniteaesthetics.co.nz, support the pod. Today we have another wrap-up episode. The season's in full swing. We're so pumped about it, but we're both on prep, so just deal with us if we're a little bit like, but I've got Frank back. Hey, Frank, how are you?
Good. How you doing?
Good to see you again. It feels like we're doing them fucking weekly at the moment.
Yeah, that's meant. We're on a roll.
We're on a roll, and they've been good shows, and they just keep getting bigger and better, and it's just like crazy. So we have to do the ones even if we're not there. So as you guys may know, we couldn't make it to the South Island champs because we're both again on prep and trying to make as many as we can, but can't be flying all over the country at this point of prep. But it was a great show, and we caught live streams. Frank and I were just talking about it before. There was a live stream on the NZIFBB Instagram. Sometimes it's on their Facebook, sometimes it's on their YouTube, whatever. But can we just point out real quickly that the IFBB judges do the live stream. So they are judging first and foremost. They're not fucking worried about the live stream. So sometimes it goes in and out. Sometimes it's shit. It's usually the best angle. It's from the judges table. You can't get better than that. But I just wanted to say that because a lot of people were whinging, complaining, it's like flipping out, but they're doing their best and they are judging at the end of the day. Their second priority is to be worried about the freaking live stream. So just wanted to point that out. We're doing our best over here. Just do with what you can. Frank and I follow a lot of the IFBB pros and a lot of the IFBB just athletes in general. So there was a few different live streams up, which was really cool. So thank you, Emily, IFBB, your girl Emily, and Leah Rubin and a few others also jumped on live stream because it like helped me and Frank to watch the show. So we did catch most of it. A few of these athletes are new to me. They're new to everyone. Frank had a little freaking, well, not little, a gigantic dude roll out of nowhere that blew everyone away. We'll talk about that. But what did you think of the show, Frank? From what you could see, we weren't watching it together. We were doing separately watching lives. What did you think about what you got to see of the live streams?
Man, it was cool to see all the classes pretty well covered this time. So obviously that goes, hand in hand with that it was the largest show so far this year. And it was a good show. So epic that it also happened down in South Island. I mean, they get one shot to have a show down there each year. And so, they bought it. And so we couldn't not cover it, right? They needed to be recognized. The federation needed to be recognized. It needs to be recognized that, it's alive this year. It's on.
It's on. It was a great caliber of athletes, right? And like you were saying, every division was more full, so there was a lot more to compete with. The figure girls were out. There was a lot of everything on the stage, which was amazing. And wellness obviously popped out again, and even it keeps getting better. And so it's really good to see. And that's not discounting anyone else. This is just saying that the division is getting bigger, so there's more to compete with, which means there's more people on stage. So just not discounting anybody, but it was a great show. Let's start right from the start. Hey, so I think the live stream was really good during most of the pre-judging. It was more about sort of just the end, the bikini girls, things like that was just a little bit shaky. So we did get most of the guys at the start, which was cool. What did you think? We're going to go straight into classic physique first timers. I'm pretty sure they were the first out. That's the first on the judging sheet.
Yeah.
You had someone straight out in first timers. He blew everyone away. We're going to talk about it now. I know that we're not, this isn't a Worthy of Victory podcast, but you are worthy of victory, and I support and love your team, and we're allowed to highlight your athletes here and there. We're going to talk about Nader just real quick. He came out, blew everybody away. This is his first comp, which is crazy. How did he go with this comp first off, and what did you think about him coming out in first timers?
So I was surprised that he came out in first timers, even though because I've been talking him up the whole time he's been with me, so since the start of the year. And so I was hoping that he would do first timers, novice, and open as well. But we had it suggested to us sort of in the last couple of weeks of his prep that he should do men's physique as well, just to help him find his fit, being his first time. He is an anomaly in that he could fit both criterias. He's just got epic symmetry, epic shape, epic proportions. And so we had him buy a pair of board shorts from the surf shop literally in peak week, and it was last minute for him to do that. But you can see his heart is in classic physique, and his display of classic physique and through his routine and everything, and that's been him his whole prep. He grasps it so hard. So obviously it was cool to have him come out, and I knew that he was going to be, you know, a jaw dropper. And they had an awesome prep, had an awesome first experience, and yeah, we got good feedback. We got, you know, not too much to work on, and yeah, he won his class, went up for the overall, and ended up being between him and Ty, who, you know, rightfully got the placing, and because that guy he's always on point as well. So yeah.
100%. It was a nice fierce competition. It was so fun to watch the classic physique guys have their like pose down, and then they did their like I don't even know if you call it comparisons. I'm in bikini brain, but like when they line them up and then they swap their places and stuff. That was so fun to watch. And then they took them all away and just left Ty and Nada up there to like battle it, and they fucking worked them, man. That was they were up for time. They were up there for time. But it was fun to watch. It was nice to see some like solid competitor, like first timer, and then Ty, who's been competing a few times, like it was fun to watch, right? And it was just a good battle. So it was Ty came out on top and Nada right behind him, very, very close. And we'll expect to see him at nationals, won't we?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
He's hungry now. Yeah. He even believes in himself now. So
yes. It's that first timer thing, eh? It's like you're so terrified, you're like, am I gonna be all good? And then you get up there and you're like, fuck yeah, like it comes with it, I suppose, right?
There was good quality in every single class there, though, of classic physique. Yeah, and so, you know, the winner of each class in the initial overall lineup competition, it all looked good. It was all good, and then we got narrowed down to Ty and Nada, because they stood out, and everyone there knew that as well, and was happy for them too. So that's the feedback from the other athletes that have just yarned to me since then. Between the two of them, a stunning display of it was
so good to watch. Yeah, it was. If you missed it, you missed it. It was only on a live stream. I don't know if anyone filmed it for later, but fuck, it was cool to watch that. So don't miss those guys at nationals. Classic physique's going to be solid, and all of them are. But classic physique's going to be solid. There's some good, and they're not even done yet. Wellies and Waikato are still going to bring out some more. Like, it's just exciting, you know. So first time as classic physique, there was 5 guys in that division, which was really cool. And the juniors, there was 4 as well. So it's nice to see more people up on the stage and getting in there. There was, I think, 6, 7 across all divisions of classic physique as well. And then they kind of all come together. And Tyrone took that one out. He was in Division C. Division C? Yeah, I think that's what they call it. I get real mistaken with the guys one, so always feel free to correct me, Frank, with the males divisions. I'm always a little bit late. Is it division, class, whatever? But Tyrone took that one out, but it was just really cool. The overalls was Nada, Harrison Booth, Jack Dolman, and Dylan Blackley was in there as well. So a few of those names I've seen before, so good bunch of guys. So we'll see the unanimous Tyrone, but Nada was fucking right there. So we'll see what he brings to nationals, eh?
That's it. I think everyone that was a class winner at that show should be doing nationals, because
I'll be devastated if you don't, guys. You have to get up there and come on and represent it. And they were all so close. It's not like you missed by a mile. It's like it was like, fierce.
Yeah. You're always gonna get at a regional show something that you need to work on to, get that extra point back on, or the extra 2, the one that you need to get up and the one you need to get over. You've got those few weeks work to put to work, and utilize and come back and see if you can flip the script. Like, stay hungry. I'd like to see them all up.
Definitely. Bring it, guys. Bring it. You got a few weeks. Like, let's go. That's what a regional's for, get yourself ready for nationals. Let's move on to, what am I in right now? Bodybuilding. Next up. There was, again, juniors. There was 4 of them, but there was only 1 in the masters for this one. Did you catch any of the bodybuilding? What did you see in the bodybuilding of the lives? Did you catch much of that?
Yeah, I got to see the juniors. I got to see the class that Ty was in again as well. And then I got to see the heavies and the super heavies.
Yes.
Yeah,
there's a whole bunch of them in there. There was Dom Finotti, who I hear a lot about, and I think he took it out, I'm pretty sure.
He took it.
Yeah, I'm yet to get to the overall, like the placings, but I was like, he was a standout, right? Yeah, man. I've just seen on his Instagram, I think he put on 9 kilos from last year to this year. And he was sick. He competed sick. What? No way. You did not.
He felt himself feeling not all good, but turned it out, and then the next day he was loaded with prescriptions from the doctor. Yeah, no, he had a flu or infection or something. Yeah, chest infection. Yeah.
Wow, determination to get up there, and he still smoked it. It did really well. So imagine if he wasn't sick.
Yeah. He's been someone I've been looking forward to. I've been looking forward to seeing him come out this year.
Yeah.
Because he's looked good each year and he gets better each year. And I knew that he had a good off season, so I was excited to see him, and I'm happy for him that he got that overall dub as well, because
Wow,
tick the boxes. I thought it would have been between him and Ty.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, Dom got it. Ty did get, like, he was the next one down to get that placing, but yeah, Dom got it. I've actually heard a little bit about Dom since doing the podcast, and he does have he's got quite a good reputation and stuff like that around, and everyone seems to love him. So well done to Dom for taking out the overall bodybuilding. There was quite a few in that in the overalls to like take it out, so that's cool to see as well, and hopefully we'll get more of them up in nationals as well. Any other notes on the bodybuilding, because I missed a bit of that? Any other things?
Same thing. So like that show there was the show. We've had more super heavyweights in that show than we have had in any other show. So again, I feel like they should all be coming forth to do nationals as well. Let's have a competition.
Yeah,
only just me and my class again. But like so some of them, may not have hit the mark enough to get that overall. But again, like, we're weeks away. Like, we can. I mean, I would like to see. I know that they could each of them, keep getting leaner, keep pulling the conditioning in. And some of these guys are huge. It would be awesome to see them fully dusted off and detailed out and give me a run.
Put Frank to work, guys.
Yeah. It's just like wanting to see that class especially come alive again. Yeah. And there's not many people that can be that weight and be in condition, and people love to see it. And so it's not just for the like competition with myself, but it is just for the sake of keeping the sport in that category alive, which when you think bodybuilding, you think of heavyweight bodybuilders, right? So
definitely. Yeah. Bring it, guys. Make it a put Frank to work. Let's go.
Some of them should be able to pump me.
Yeah, you reckon you know better than anyone. I don't have the eye for it, but but they like they're there. We do have a great amount of caliber, like, to put each other to work, and we can do it. So why the fuck not? And you can get no, it's not your division. I keep forgetting it's not your division. I was like, you can get an Olympia qualifier, at the pro show, but maybe next year. Who knows what's going to happen?
Well, if we in this class keep pulling that condition in and make it more competitive and make it more awe-inspiring, then more people will do it, and then it becomes feasible for Mo to entertain the thought of like, oh well, we'll do a qualifier here.
Yeah, that's it. It takes the athletes to make the show, and Mo can't just do it on his own. So come on, guys, let's bring it. You got 3 weeks till national. 5.5 weeks till nationals. It's heaps of time. So keep working, guys. We're not done yet, and then you can enjoy your summer. Let's check out men's physique. Excuse me. There was a few in this first timers category as well. Again, Nader here, because he did put men's physique. There was 7 first timers in men's physique this year, which was quite cool to see. Pretty good lineup there. There was 2 in the junior, quite a bit in the different height classes and things like that. But what did you think of men's physique? I had caught a bit of that, and there was a good little mix there. There was a lot of people on the stage, but again, Nader stood out. What did you think about that class?
Yeah, I think it was made up of first timers and novice athletes for the most part, right?
Yeah.
So obviously, like, South Island brought more into the other categories, which is cool. But it's still awesome to see people step on that stage and still step on that stage in good condition. And none of them would have been expecting to come out next to a Nader. So, some of the other shows have had more numbers in that class. So obviously there's 2 and fro between regions we're seeing now. But no, I think it was still good. It was all positive.
All good stuff. Yeah, definitely. And you had Casey last week, the week before, sorry, at Tournament of Champs. who cleaned up, and then you got Nadar this week, and he's in classic physique too. So what is so imagine Nadar and Casey put together. That's what I'm thinking of. I'm trying to picture these two up against each other, which they will probably. Nadar will be doing both physique, men's physique and classic physique at nationals. Is that right?
Yeah, we'll assess over the next few weeks. Okay. Like I said, Nader's passion is for classic physique, and so, you know, we'll give him. I think we go in on that opportunity there for him. Like, the feedback we got was good. We don't have much to change, and yeah, I think we'll hone out on that, because then both him and Casey will also be able to have another run the weekend after at Mo's Muscles in either of those divisions too. So they will either both turn pro and then compete for the qualification, or they'll go in and have another crack to turn pro. So
that's cool. Hey, the guys have got a couple of options this year in those divisions, so go get it. That was cool. What did you think about the lineup for men's physique? It was good. It was competitive, or do you think just Nayday just came out of nowhere?
Yeah, I think that unfortunately almost made it a bit unfair.
Yeah.
I think if you removed Nada from that, it would have been more competitive against who was it. Would have been closer. I'm sure that the scoring between who was left over was close. Yeah.
I'm sure.
This is what happens. This is what I always say to people, man. You can't be trying to compare yourself to people who you think are going to step on stage, because then someone comes out of the woodwork who has just been head down, grinding it out, super dedicated.
100%. You just don't know, man.
Yeah. No distractions, no pressure, because they haven't, and then bam.
Yeah, that's it. Some people just don't like to post about it, or don't like the social media. Like, some people got families and they can be fucked with that. So similar to our bikini winner, who we'll talk about in a minute, but some people just come out of nowhere. And sometimes you might look at them and be like, oh, they're too much for our New Zealand stage. They'll stand out and it won't be in a good way. And sometimes that does happen. Like, it can happen. But 9 times out of 10, if they look like fuck what we need on Olympia stage in New Zealand, like they'll win. Like, that's, I mean, it's just trying to be optimistic if you're thinking that way. Sometimes these people that come out and they're just fucking amazing, they just clean up. So should we move into the ladies, and then we can always come back and check out our places? I think that figure was bigger. Yay, my figure girls. South Island usually is a little bit bigger for figure, because obviously it's just like a little hub down there, like we talked about in the other pods, like Shay, and there's a few girls down there, and they all get into it and they coach for it and they do posing and all that stuff. So it's really cool. There's a little hub. In novice, there was heaps, man. I can't even count them all. Lots and lots of girls, which was cool. Like, I mean, it's really awesome to see. But did you catch any of the figure? What did you think about that? Was it a much better presence on stage? What did you think?
Yeah. So I don't know. There's only a couple people that I knew.
Yeah.
But was just epic to see that class filled out again.
Yeah.
We freaking hardly ever see them, and so it was cool to see more than just one or have none, and actually, it was just cool. It's really want to highlight that. It was good to see.
Good to see, yeah, for sure. And you could hear, if you were listening to on the lives, you could hear Shay yelling out to her girls, I was like, this is cool, man. This is really cool to see Shay's clients at work and up there on the stage. It's just fun, when you kind of know people. And if you haven't listened to Shay's podcast episode, feel free to go listen to that, because she had a great one. And also Melissa Exton, who's been on the podcast, she was competing this year as well with her best friend. Her best friend fucking took it out first year, I think it was, for her, Brooke. She looked amazing. All of the girls had great. Brooke took it out. No, she didn't. Did she? I can't remember. Goodness me. I'll get there eventually, guys. But Brooke looked amazing. First year competing. Everyone just killed it. So beautiful. Posing was amazing, pretty much all round as far as I could tell for figure. And just much more people on the stage. So hopefully all these girls get to go to nationals. So you can actually put the girls to work on the national stage, hey?
When you go up there and you're not the only person up there, you don't feel like you're the odd one out or the only one doing it. And so now, they know there's competition in it. Competition makes us more hungry, pushes us to get better, because we don't just have to show up. We have to show up to be good enough to win. It's not just going to get handed out. And so it makes that whole thing more alive.
Yeah.
Which is cool, man. It's real cool.
That's what we want, man. And all of these divisions, all of them, even if they're smaller, we want to pump them. So the winner was Rata Webb. She took out figure overall, but Brooke came in a close second, which was just really cool for her first year. It's like really awesome to see girls just coming up and they look like they're for their division and they own it. They don't just try to go into bikini or something else because they want to. They actually own figure. There's a lot of girls that are figure that I'd love for them to do figure, but maybe it's not their thing, but it's amazing to see it. So good on you girls. Really stoked with you all. You all killed it. We had one woman in women's physique, which was Rebecca Brown. So well done on her for coming in and getting it done, just putting in the work, and hopefully there'll be a women's physique lineup at Nationals. We're getting a few, so hopefully there's enough, and we'll see how that goes. But wellness, did you catch wellness?
Yes, I did.
Cool. We have a few girls in the wellness this year. I think there was 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 from what I can see. Might have been not. It looks like there was 5 in there, so that was good. And we had Rata Webb also competing in wellness as well as figure, so she did both. She took out figure too, so good on her. What did you think about the lineup here for wellness? So like we went over last time at Tournament of Champs, it's getting better each time. Again, it's got better again. What are your thoughts on the wellness division now that we've had South Island?
Yeah, now we're starting to see the competition evolve, right? Now we're starting to see like, oh, Nationals there will be a competition for wellness at Nationals.
Yeah.
Still a small class, here. We don't have a lot of people doing it, but we do have people now this year that are coming out that'll come to Nationals and will make it a show. Yeah.
Absolutely. It's going to be so
just some work.
Yeah, see, it's a hard division, right? Though for like it's new, so if girls want to do it, they're going to have to either grow into it or whatever they need to do. But it is a hard division to build and then condition, and like we're going to give these girls time to do it and get on the stage, but they're doing it. So it's really fun to see. And we had Shelley Blackler. She took it out. She was like, to me, I thought it was quite clear it was Shelley, like not saying anything about the other caliber of the other girls that all looked amazing, but Shelley just had the size and the posing, the development, all of that kind of thing, and just the shape. So what did you think? Did you think Shelley took it out like really well, or what did you think about across the board?
She's been competing for a while, so she's a little bit more seasoned to competition, and she went away this year and she developed as she needed to, and she walked out and you could see that she was gonna win that class. I don't think easily. And I think we're seeing that through the classes now too. You've got people that have been competing for a little while that are seasoned, that are really getting put to work by new athletes that are hungry for it and are really dotting their I's and crossing their T's and not just wanting to come to participate. They want to clean up. Mm-hmm. So the cool thing with that is that the wins are earned.
Yeah,
it's close. It's got to be worked for. And then I think that like Shelley will obviously continue to condition, and her posing will present that better as well. I guess she's at a point now where the next few weeks will just cement in the progress she's made, and it will be more distinguished. But not just everyone else that's already qualified will be doing the same as well. I think she's in a good position to keep going.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. And like you said, she's competed for a while. If you follow Shelley, you would have seen her up there before, like 100%. And she's been building into this wellness physique, and she completely worked, and she's doing it. So let's see what she can bring to Nationals. I know for a fact Wellington's going to bring it in wellness, and Waikato's going to bring it in wellness. And when the girls will see what's getting up there, I know they'll keep working. So it's all about driving each other and like not being insecure and jealous about, oh my God, they're going to look a bit like drive. Use it to drive you. Like work harder, and want to beat those people that you think are inspiring and amazing, Yeah.
You don't want to. Yeah, you want to give nothing away.
Not make it easy. Don't make it easy.
At the end of the day, it's the judges that make the call. So it's like, do your best to bring a competition, and the best person wins, and you'll walk away grateful. Yeah. Whatever 100%. Happens. Yeah.
Just before we move into bikini, which is so big, it's hurting my eyes right now. Oh my goodness. What have you thought about our posing so far? Do you think South Island posing across the board, like the males? And because again, I'm not so good eye with the males. You have that better than I do. what have you been thinking about our posing? Do we is it good? Is it nice? Some people maybe have a little bit more work to do, because we always should be working on our posing, right?
Yeah. So again, like a lot of new and novice athletes that, man, and it doesn't stop anyway. Like, even if you've been going for a while, the more you develop, the more you have to keep up with your posing as well. Like, I learned that this year. As your body changes, how you present that will change as well. And so you have to keep doing it to make sure that you're showing off your best angles. And I think in classic physique, there was a couple of people that could have potentially, posed better, which could have knocked them up placings as well. And I mean, say men's physique is, men's physique is a tricky one to nail and really like bring that finesse. And you're not hitting strong poses, so you've got to have a pretty established physique to pop off in men's physique, and then to be able to present that in that that way that they like to see it, presented. It just takes practice.
Yeah.
And across the board. So if you're if you're new at this, you should still be doing your best to nail the posing. I don't think at any point anyone should get complacent with it. I think for everybody there's room to improve.
I'm with you. It's a forever journey, posing. Hey, they forget about it. They're like, I just need the physique. Yeah, but you're going to get up there, and then what's going to happen? You're essentially performing your posing routine. It has to be perfect, man.
Even your overall winners, like they all have work to do on their posing. I know that. People could have shifted the scoring a lot just by their posing. When the physique and the structure and the condition is there, and then it just comes down to posing, you want to make sure you're getting that right.
100%. Yeah, you don't want to slip on it like almost daily at this point, especially if you're like competing in the next coming shows. You should be doing this every day. Make sure you master it. It's a craft, like master the craft and make sure that your physique looks banging on the stage. You want to pop. And it's scary first time, right, as well, just touching it. It's like it's a nerve-wracking thing. You can see that some people are nervous, but you can also see if you haven't practiced. Like there's definitely, even I know that, and I'm a first timer this year, I can tell when someone's not practiced or when someone's just a bit nervous. It's a little bit like obvious. So do your practice, guys. Just a little note on that. Get up and do it after this pod. All right, so bikini, holy shit. All right, how many worthy of victory girls were here? I know there's a lot of TOC, but what happened here?
We had 6 in this one.
Nice.
So we still had a decent amount in this one.
Yeah, it was a lot. So first timers, there was heaps. I can't count them. Sorry, there's probably like 9 or 10. Then there was a junior. It was even like 8 in junior, which was crazy. Masters, there was 8 in masters. Like they were quite big categories for bikinis, just blowing up. Like why did I choose bikini? Like, damn, I should have just built and gone into wellness. Not that would have worked. But yeah, it just honestly was such a big division this year for bikini. Bikini's just getting bigger and bigger. First of all, just diving into worthy victory just real quickly. How did your girls go? I know there was a whole bunch of them, and like Rosemary, who competed at TOC, was here as well. Like there was a couple of people that competed at both. But how were your girls in the show? Did they enjoy it? Did they think it was a fun show? Just give us a little recap from their point of view.
Yeah, so they did. They all loved the show. So yeah, which is a cool point to bring up. Like every single person loved everything about the show. So from the way that it was run to the people backstage to the other athletes, really cool to know that the whole community is better. Yeah. And man, super, like, half the people that I took to that show, half the people that I took to the last show are all first timers. So that's their first time experiencing it, and so they're going to be quite impressionable. And you're going to either walk into a show and be intimidated, or you're going to walk into a show and be like, oh wow, this is awesome. And so now every single one of them has commented on how cool it was to be there and how much they enjoyed every aspect of being there. So but yeah, I had three girls in the first timers, and I think 1 or 2 of them were a junior as well, so they've done the multiple classes. Chantal, so she took out both those classes. She actually took out novice in her height class as well.
Yep.
Yeah. And then Zara was not far behind her in placings either. So podiums there. And then we had Tegan and Rosemary who showed up, and this is where, like I've mentioned in some of my posts before, like when the competition is good, the judges are going to judge harder, and they're going to be more selective, and good athletes are going to miss out.
Yeah,
this is what it is. Doesn't man that they were all a part of, and the other athletes that didn't quite get the placings that they wanted to either, none of them looked out of place. Good competition, strong competition. And then this is just where those extra details of like coming in at the right condition, having the posing sorted, having, especially in bikini, like the whole presence, so your hair, your makeup, all on point, because when it's close, those things become the separator.
Yeah. They start judging very, very precisely because it's going to be close. You know, it's close. Like, what does it come down to? It comes down to stage presence. They mark it. It's on the judging sheet, so it has to be thought of. You know, and all of this needs to be done because it's only getting more fierce, and especially with bikini, it's crazy. So, like you said, yeah, Chantal took it out. She looked amazing. Everyone agrees. Like, not just the Worthy Victory team, like everyone. Across the board was like, that chick looks, her glutes, everything was just amazing. Her conditioning was perfect. Like, she looked so good for a first timer. These first timers, man, like, don't even underestimate them. They're going to come out hard. Like, they're looking good. So she did incredible. She's going to continue. Is she going to keep going to? Cool. That's what we want to see. We want to see these girls come back and keep going. And she's young, man. Yeah, she took out junior as well, which is 28, age 20 to 23, sometimes even younger. So great work for her. And yeah, Zara wasn't far behind. Like, the competition was fierce. We had Bridget back again, Bridget Walsford from TOC. She put the girls to work as well. And you can see the difference even from TOC to this show. Even like with Rosemary, your client, I saw a massive difference because I saw her in like my own eyes, and then I saw her on the live, and I was like, she's been making changes already. Like, it's crazy, right? And then we had massive open, like, all the classes and the heights were huge. But we'll just dive straight into who won overall, okay? Because we might as well talk about that, because there's too many girls to talk about, and we love you. You're all insane and incredible. But we want to see you all at nationals. Like, none of you should be like, oh no, I didn't come for. Go to nationals, pick it back up, go see what you can do. There's still fuckloads of time. 5.5 weeks, heaps of time. Like, to make change.
So much can happen, and so much can change in literally a week. You've got 5 of those, so
don't underestimate it. Get that key.
Yeah, that's why they give you the opportunity. Fight for it a little bit more.
Do your regional, do your nationals, go and represent, and just keep brushing up on your posing. There's lots of shit we can do, you know, in between this time. But Barbara Del Pierres, she took it out, and holy shit on a cracker. She was insane, dude. She's coached by Troy Thornton. You can probably tell. Like, it was like, coached by Troy Thornton. She walks out and you're like, what? Okay, what the hell? She's incredible. I did see her. Kate actually showed me her Instagram, and I was like, wow, this chick's like crazy for the New Zealand stage. And I kind of even was like one of those people that were like, maybe she's too crazy for the New Zealand stage. Put a tan on her, put her in a bikini. Nah, she's fucking perfect. 10 out of 10. What did you think about that those overalls? Because there was like 9 girls in the overall. Did you watch much of that?
Yeah. Obviously, because we had Chantal in there, we were watching it. And I mean, like, for us, it was like, to have Chantal up in the overall running was like, that was huge. So whatever was going to happen here was, you know, it was going to be a good result, didn't matter what. But there was a good lineup. And again, I will say, I don't think that there would have been much in it between first, second, third. And I think that, and I think people need to understand this, for every show, the judges judge what's there. And so, you know, I had the same thoughts where I was a little bit worried for Barbara and Choi's sake that she might be ahead of what they look for a regional show. That potentially coming in at like this at nationals would be on point, but it's just, from what I've seen and experienced by being in here, I was a little bit worried about that. But then, you know, she got her class, she won her class fairly, and then the overall lineup was even. No, it's not even, because obviously there's a first, second, third, and someone doesn't get on there at all. But a good standard.
Yeah, agree.
Good standard, and good standard where they were similar enough that they could be judged similarly as well. It wasn't like there were people with two different people with two totally different structures that, you know, they were the best in their class, so they moved up, and then you end up with apples and pears like we've talked about before. It was a strong lineup, and Barbara brought, you know, her condition was on, her shape was on, she was nice and full, her lines were right.
Yeah, you can't deny it. What else would be to say? Like, she nailed it, and she was so happy and surprised she won. Like, she was so pleasant about her winning. You know, she wasn't like fuck yeah, fucking, like, you know, sometimes you do see the winners be a little bit like, but she was just so graceful and kind about it. You know.
Well, and you get that, like, that she was obviously, you know, the competition around it was good.
Yeah.
And respected that too.
Yeah.
Christelle, I think, was second, right?
Oh yeah, and then Chantal.
And then Chantal. So when you know you had to work for it, and it wasn't just given, there's this more humility comes into it again, and you're like, wow, okay, cool.
Well, I got it. That's nice. You know, it's a good thing she earned it. But yeah, really solid caliber up there. There was some really amazing first timers that get into the overalls that compete with each other. It's just really fun to see those girls get up there. Another one of my favorites was Sarah Anderson. It was her first comp, and I just feel like she graced the stage really beautifully, and she's on my team, so I have to be a bit biased, but she was stunning. And also Lara, she's just, all the girls are incredible, great poser. Like, there's a lot of really impressive posing coming out now too, and you can tell the girls have worked. First timers like Kate, your wife, does a great job. Rhiannon does a great, like, these girls are getting put to work now. I think Barbara's with Renee Gardner, so it's all important, right?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. There's good athletes, man. Like, heck, man, not in the shade at all. They stood out. It's like, bikini's hard.
Yeah, it is. It's hard. And they're competing all day, like, all afternoon. They've done pre-judging. They've been there all day, and then they've got to go into these overall, which is the last bit of the day, and you're tired, you want food, you've been posing all day, your feet hurt, your shoes are tight, and then they have to go up and compete, like with Barbara, and some of them are first time. It's like, it's a lot to like comprehend, and some of the girls they talk about it sometimes after. They're like, oh my god, that was so long, and fatigued by the end of it. Like, how do you pose when you're feeling that fatigue? But they all do it, and they all do really well, and we're all proud of all the athletes, actually, every single one that's got up on stage this year. Good on you all for doing it. All bring it to nationals. Don't give up. Keep fucking working. It's not long. It's going to be over soon. You can have a barbecue after that, or you're after it. But it was just really cool to see, right? This was a good comp. We're really stoked about what's going on, right?
Yeah.
Let's go Wellington this weekend. Hopefully there'll be live streams. I've got a client watching, and Amy Jacobs will be watching as well. So Amy Jacobs sometimes does a live for us. Sometimes don't want to put any pressure on the girl, but we will hopefully get some content out of that. Maybe we can review that one as well.
Yeah.
But we do have some questions, guys, from Instagram. Some of you guys wanted, and they were good questions too. I was pretty stoked with that. Should we go through those, Frank?
Yeah.
Yeah, some good questions that I feel like are really like stuff that maybe people think about. So, okay, I'm going to ask you these, Frank, and if I have anything to add, I'll add it at the end. But how do you become more self-confident on stage, especially maybe first timers? You've never done it. How do you become confident? What are your thoughts on that?
So that comes down to the practice, right?
Yeah.
That comes down to your coaching too, and that your coach should be able to help you feel confident, and that you should, you know, have your coaches as reassuring you that you are ready. And so there's always going to be nerves, and there's always going to be some second guessing and some doubting, am I good enough? But your coach should be able to, at that point, you know, be able to say to you with integrity that we wouldn't, you know, you're ready. Yeah. You're going to look good. You're going to represent well. Just keep focusing on doing your job. You're up there to be judged. You're going to be judged, but get that out of your head. Go up there, put what you've been working for, you know, which you should have been, you know, developing for quite a long time. Like, this is the reason why we're here, and run with it. Yeah,
bring it. And I heard a good thing. This might be a good one for the girls, maybe for the guys too, actually, who knows? But have a little bit of an alter ego, like just go, for now, for this next 2 minutes, I'm going to be the fucking baddest bitch I've ever been in my life. Like a little bit arrogant, even if you have to, just to get up there and bring it and show off your posing. And again, if you practice posing, you should be okay. And just, yeah, bring it. Just bring your A game. Be confident, man. That's what it's all about.
It is. It's a rare opportunity where you get to walk out on stage, be center of attention, and be like, it's about me.
Yeah.
You walk down the street like that, people laugh at you and point fingers, but this is your opportunity to stand out.
Yeah.
And people are expecting it. So you're not going to look like you're trying too hard. You're going to look like you're doing what you need to do. Yeah, it's your moment.
Your moment. Just bring it. Yeah.
How many of these do you get to have? Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. This is what you've been working for. So just, yeah, find whatever confidence you have and then just roll with that and get up there and kill it. I'm probably going to need that advice myself, but we're just taking a day at a time. So body image and knowing if you're ready, that's a good one. But again, probably comes down to your coach. What are your thoughts on that one?
Yeah, same again. So, yeah, body image with this, understanding that what you might think of body image is personal, right? It's opinion. What we have here in competing is criteria. And so, your body image issues, if you have any, need to be okay with that, or understand that you're working to meet a criteria. And so your body should look the way that represents the criteria for the class you're working on. I think it's for a lot of people, it helps people that do have the body image issue. It actually keeps them inside of a realm that's, all that they end up being able to think about what they need to look like for that show and not what they feel like they should look like for the rest of the world.
Yeah.
Which is, I think, largely what causes a lot of body image issues, right? What am I supposed to look like? Whereas when you're in the space, you can get to be totally okay with like, this is how I'm meant to look because this is how it's going to represent this category, this class. I like this. I feel good about this. And you sort of find your feet and your home in there, I guess, a bit of a sanctuary. Knowing that you're ready, again, it's going to come down to your coaching there. And then the longer that you're in it as well, the more you'll start to be able to be even honest with yourself and know if you're ready or not.
Comes with experience, right? And then that first show, trust your coach. They're going to be able to, they should tell you yes or no, we're not doing it this year because you're not ready. But it's important. And your body might look different than others. Like my physique is so different than a lot of the first timer bikini girls. And if I let that get in my head, I'd be like, oh, fuck, I'm not doing it. Like I'm allowed to be different than they are. It's about judging on the day, bring your best. And then when you get that first lot of feedback, you're going to get something to work on. And then you're working to a criteria. If you don't like to fit a criteria, bodybuilding is not for you, or you need to find a way to get there because it is what it is. I might not like delts on me, but I need delts for bikini. Like it is what it is. So if you love it, you'll do well. If you don't, you'll struggle. Just to be honest. But do you recommend doing 2 classes for someone competing for the first time? You can even do 3 sometimes, guys. So what are your thoughts on doing 2 or 3, like Nadar maybe did, and doing a whole lot of different divisions and whatnot?
Yeah, so I think so. Like in Nadar's circumstance, and which will be for others, is you want to compete, you want to know where you best fit. It might be not even down to just like your genetics. It might be like, what one did you enjoy the most because of whatever reason? And so you get the opportunity to feel each out, which one feels like it's more you. And then also, like, as a coach, I will always make sure that a client is, we work to their advantage. If they're a men's physique athlete, we're not going to go put them in bodybuilding. If they're a bodybuilding athlete, we're not going to make them do men's physique, even if they like it, because you're sort of like, you're not setting them up for the best outcome, which is, I think that's ingenuine. Your coach should be able to put you on the right path. And if you're not there yet, and you do want to fit that, then you spend the time making that before you do it. But then the other thing is like, to do multiple classes is more time, more experience. And you've put in all this time to be prepped, to be conditioned, to do the show. And if you do one class, man, you might only be up there for a couple of minutes and that's it, done.
Yeah.
Months and months of work and grind and dedication, and you get 5 minutes and some photos. And so I think like there is a massive benefit in doing multiple classes.
Yeah.
Just to get that extra stage presence. Make the most of everything you've put in there. Yeah. And if you are more sure of like where you fit, then it is like, you know, do first timers, do novice, have a crack in those. You don't have to do different categories.
Yeah. You can just do different classes in your division if you need to. Similar to bikini, like a lot of people think, oh, should I do like first timers but novice and then open? Do I go in all of them? Sometimes that first timer category is you dusting off the cobwebs and it's your first time. You're getting out there for the first time. The second time you see these girls come out, they're fucking woo, like confidence is off, you know? So sometimes that's good. It depends on you as a person, I think, as well. But something to think about in all of these things is the more classes you enter and things like that, the more time you are on stage and the more your posing is going to have to be perfect, because if you fatigue, it's going to be very visible. And remember that opens is last. And if you've done all three, you're doing the hardest, the bunch of girls at the end, usually, is the open. So, and men as well, same thing. So make sure that you're thinking about that. Keep your your posing stamina strong. Practice lots. Just a little tip that I have for that is to put on shows in the background, start posing, and then give yourself a number from the show, and then listen for your call out. Hold your posing the whole time, do the whole thing, and that way you've practiced calling out. Listening is really important on stage, guys. Listen, pay attention to whoever's talking to you on the mic. Those are the only people you should be listening to and looking at. The judges. Don't get la-di-da all off in the world, because it shows and the judges hate it. They're like, listen, 30-5, turn around. Like, they can only say it so much. So listen, posing is on point, and you should be okay to do as many classes as you want. Why not? Fucking get yourself out there. That's my opinion anyway, not to override yours at all. But ideal prep time for first shows and how to pick your category. It's a double hitter in that one. What do you reckon?
So it's the same thing. It depends on where your starting point was. Man, that can be so varied. I've got clients that I've brought to stage, you know, inside of 16 weeks of ever having met them. And then I've got clients that it's been, you know, 1.5 to 2 years before they've been on stage. So it comes down to the development that you have as a base needs to be right first. And then when that base is there, then looking to, okay, yep, cool. Now, do you just want the experience, or do you want to win it? And that will depict how much more time you need to make sure that base has grown well enough, that by the time you lean out, there's going to be enough of it there that it's competitive. You can get up, anyone can get up on stage, look lean, look, you know, good, but to do well, it happens in the off season. So I like to think less about prep and like the shred, the prep to stage, and more about how long are you willing to spend in a development season. Because then also the better that goes, I call it improvement season, the better that goes, prep might be significantly shorter.
That's it. It's all about your muscle development in every single division and every single anything on the bodybuilding stage. You have to have muscle there. So if you're just starting, I'll just shred and see what I've got. Usually it's a little dangerous. Make sure you've got the development there. And this is again why you have a coach. And in case anyone doesn't know, you don't need a coach just for prep the last 20 weeks. You can have a prep for off, like you should have a coach for your off season, your improvement season. You need to have someone there to be like, are you pushing? Are you lifting? Are you eating? It's not a break. It's everyone thinks, oh, I'm trying to make sure it's a break now. Depends what you think it is. Like, I mean, it's not a break. It's an improvement season. If you want to get back on stage, it's not, you shouldn't be on the piss fucking out having burgers every day. Like, it's an improvement. You are there to improve your physique from what you bought last time if you want to be a good athlete anyway. So I'm with you on that. The development is first off, and then get yourself a coach, get some eyes on you. Do you look ready? And then go from there. I've got the next question is really good here. This is good for you, Frank. We'll put you to work, we'll make you a judge for the day. What do you think about the overall winners between South Island and Tournament of Champs? Let's maybe go for, we'll do one men's division, we'll do bikini, obviously. So the bikini winners from both. I know that you've got one of them, so that we'll try to stay unbiased. And then maybe men's physique, because they're both yours, we can be across the board with it. So what about bikini? What do you think about the different? They are very different. And if you haven't seen them, we've got Adita and Barbara Del Pierre's. What do you think? What do you think about the two winners?
Yeah, so this is an awesome example of like each person is going to have their uniqueness to their look as well, still meet criteria, but look different to the other people next to them. I think that's when the judges really get put to work too. And they're gonna, first thing is be looking for the fundamentals of the criteria. And I think that, what the winners that they chose in these cases, they had the best muscle development for the class. They had full muscle. They had good lines. The conditioning for each of them was right for each of them. And that is also then, like I said before, you got to judge who's up there. And so now you've got two different competitions with two different overall winners that come from different lineups. And so Adita judged on what she was up against, who was at stage there. And then Barbara judged against who was up there with her at that show. And so, the judges can only judge what's there. And this is how you get a variety of people in an overall and in a nationals competition. They both ticked boxes. They both ticked all the boxes. Both of them have got things to improve on. And I think that, I think what we see a lot in Adita's class was the potential to judge even closer, I feel like, to what the judging criteria is being pushed towards. I don't know if you would have seen the Tyler Mannion video talking about the criteria. So they're really leaning into that, like they want the hourglass shape, not the V-taper shape. And I think that's where maybe Adita stood out a little bit more in her class, all the right portions and balance and, hourglass shape. And I think out of this more recent show, I think Barbara the closest to that as well. And I think if I was going to just put a line between them, Barbara potentially a little bit more V-tapered than Adita. You can see that just by looking at them. So
that's exactly it, guys. Like like you might get up there and think, oh, those ones are that chick's leaner than that one, she's got to win. But the thing is with bikini is it's so like precise, and yes, you've got to be lean, you've got to have tie-ins, but you can't have glutes straight. Like it's very fickle, like the line, isn't it? But they both are fair and square. It's
the hardest class to get right in terms of condition and shape, and they're starting to get real, and it's good. They're starting to get more strict on that's out of criteria. That is too V-tapered, that's more, that's figure, that's wellness, that's this, that they're really working on making sure bikini stays bikini.
Because it has kind of gone a little bit funny here and there, and like bigger upper body, like just crazy shit, right? Now it's like bringing it back down. I love it.
And they'll be doing that in all the classes. I think we don't get to see it as much because there's not as many competitors in the other classes, and then they judge who's there.
That's it. It's about who's there on the day. You don't think the judges just pick that person and they're completely wrong. Like you've got to, and also just on that note, we had 2 extra judges this year for South Islands. Just in case nobody knew, we have obviously our Fawad Hardy, he's always judging. We also have Chris Bold, who's always judging. We always have Mo on the panel, but he's not judging, he's watching and doing emceeing and all that kind of stuff. But we had 2 international judges, and it happens from time to time, so I heard. They just come and check it out. They like to see regionals. They like to see what New Zealand, Aussie, and everyone else is doing. So we had different judges this time. So you can't even say that it was biased in any way. We had judges from international come in and they judge what's best on the day. And it can sometimes come down to, like you said, just fucking very small things that you don't even think about, like V-taper. Like no one, like who's thinking about that in bikini? No one, except unless you're coming down to those last points,
and everyone has a V-taper. Then someone that has a V-taper is going to win.
That's it. It just depends. What about men's physique? So we'll go into that. What about the judging from the Casey Cree, and then we obviously had your man Nader. So we've got 2 winners, 2 very kind of different looking dudes. What do you reckon about the difference between those 2?
Oh man, they're both so strong in it. I think that's where then, and I think, you know, they both meet criteria. Um, that's 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 a hard one to judge.
Are they different
That's
heights and weights as well?
different,
What?
different
Yeah.
weight.
Yeah.
Almost 20 kilos difference between the two of them.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, yeah. And so I guess of that point, yeah, with your classes like men's physique, classic, bodybuilding, weight can be irrelevant.
Yeah.
Um, and it comes down to, yeah, the rest of you know, they don't care how heavy you are.
Yeah.
They don't care how big you are if it doesn't meet the criteria. If it's not, you know, who's got the best definition, who's got the best V taper, who's got the better looking shoulders, who's got the tighter waist, who's got just a more nice looking physique.
That's what it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And with men's physique, it's all about, there's a lot of stage presence in there, I reckon. Like it's basic and stuff like that too. But I just feel like with men's physique, like they come out with a bang. You bring a smile. Like you have to bring a fucking smile, boys. Like Casey brought a smile. Nate out. They look happy to be out there. It's like a show watching men's physique. It's like a little bit more like fun sort of vibe than the other ones are more like, oh, let's go, you know. But if you don't bring that, then it's hard. But Casey and Nate both brought that too. So stage presence on point.
Yeah, hard to put a line between those two because the only line is just size. But both meet the criteria. I mean, who was overall classic? There was Dan, and then there was Ty between the last two shows.
That's right. Yeah.
Same again.
Yeah.
You know, I think what ends up winning it is better development in that class with, you know, when everyone else is conditioned and is looking good and meets criteria. I think it's just, I think the person that's going to be maxing out their height class and their weight cap and their little division becomes the most competitive. And so I would assume that was Ty in his class. I think he would have been at the top of his, you know, near the top of his weight cap. So he looks, you know, full, lean, conditioned, good lines. Same with Nada. And then, you know, Dan, best on the day there, potentially. I don't know because I don't know his weight, but just from seeing other people in the same class that look a bit more full, that potentially Dan has room to keep growing in that weight class. Man, you say that kid starts to look even more dangerous, right? So
you're like, he looks good now. Imagine more, like, you know, more, and then just don't like, and he will, because I think that Dan he looks years for it. So and
that's just time.
And he's young too, so it's lots of time for that. Lots of time for the boys, and it's just really cool to see them grow into it too, and just go hard with it, and just men's physiques and all the men's career. I think it'll be so fun to watch at nationals. It's just going to be great, guys. Like, make sure you go to nationals. Like, it should be packed from more people because of how good it's going to be to watch. What about there was one more question. What impact do you think, in your opinion, will that have on nationals for the bikini category? I think they mean the winner. Is that what they mean? The winner? What impact will have? What do they mean by that? Can you decipher?
Can you say that again?
Can you help me with this one? The first part of the question was, part one, I'd love to know your opinions on the winners. On the winners of the South Island and TOC for bikini, and what impact of those, how different the winners were, how much of an impact it will have in that national stage. So it's a hard one to answer because it's going to be on the day, because we've still got more to come, but they're going to be very different. So I think the question is, like, how do you think they're going to judge when they're also different kind of looking, you know?
That's it. If everyone comes on, if everyone's development is right, the condition is right, if those things are, you know, across the board even, then it's like, who is more reflective of what they want bikini to look like. And that's not on me or you, or that's judges, man. And that's where we get to cop a break.
100%. We can give our opinion, but we might just chill at this point, you know.
That's where we go. Rather you.
No judges, you do your thing, because we don't have a clue.
Yeah. I think people need to appreciate a little bit more that for them it's tough decision making sometimes, man. Yeah.
Not easy, especially with the caliber that we've got, and who knows what's to come in the next couple of regional shows as well. They might be again. Bikini's a funny one, so as well, like they all are. They're all very interesting, and they can all be slightly different. But that's what's exciting about it. Is on the day we see what they want to get, who they want, and who's getting a pro card. It's all really exciting. So, if you want to find out who gets it, make sure you come and watch nationals and all the other shows. We've got 2 other regionals. We're nearly done. We've got 4 shows left of the season. It's not many. So come along to all of them. We've got Wellington, Waikato, Nationals, and then Mo's Muscles as well. So make sure you come to all of them because they're all just going to keep getting bigger and more fire. And Frank and I are going to be at Nationals, so make sure you come and support us. And Waikato, come and support me in Potato because it's going to be small town vibes. Pop down and check us out. It'll be Frank will be there too. He'll be there watching. So who knows? It'll be a good show. I also had a message from someone that was competing. And she gave me a bit of feedback on what it was like backstage for the girls. This is probably just something to mention because she said the show was great. Everything was awesome. No complaints. But backstage was tiny. So it was a very small section. So when the women were up, all the women got that small stage backstage. And then when the men were up, all the women had to pack their stuff and move to the other side behind that audience, sort of like in another back room. So this is just something to know. She wasn't like, oh, it was the worst thing ever. It was just like, this is something that happens, be prepared for anything at shows. Frank would agree, like have a bag ready to go. Like don't just make yourself at fucking home, like kind of make yourself at home. But if you need to move, you need to move. You have to be on still. You don't have a lot of food. You don't have a lot of water in you. Like it's a hard day. We're already fatigued. You're nervous. You've just been up. You're waiting for like finals, whatever. But you might have to just pick your shit up and move. You might have to do this or that. And this person's competed before. She knows what's up. But she was just like, that was the only thing I want to mention there. And like she wanted to give me her feedback. So I thought it was good. Just like be prepared for anything backstage. The shit could be a nightmare. It could be crazy. What are your thoughts on that? Like backstage, be prepared for anything because you've done it a bunch of times. What do you reckon?
Yeah, man. Even from a timing perspective, you have to be prepared that that's the most uncomfortable part of the day is backstage and is waiting, and you have to take into consideration that you're not the only person competing. And yeah, man, it could be, it's not the people backstage getting you ready's fault if they've told you there's 15 minutes and now it's going another 15 minutes because the people who are currently on stage are bringing it and getting put through the rounds. So everything's just sort of like a guideline backstage. Be prepared to move, be prepared to wait, be prepared to be uncomfortable. You're not going to the beach.
You don't have the afternoon off.
Yeah. But just have everything you need together so that you've got everything you need, and allow that to bring you enough peace to be able to just be like, okay, this is what it is. I'm just going to roll with it, and I'll move. And
yeah. I feel like in the morning on the day, this is similar to what I did on the fitness model show. Not even the same thing, but in the morning, just take a deep breath and just go, whatever happens, happens. Like today, I'm not going to resist anything. I'm not going to be hard with anything. I'm just going to roll with it and just get out there and have fun. Because that's what it's all about is the days, everything's done. You just get to chill and you get to enjoy it and just try to soak it up, but be present, like listen to people and be a good athlete because you're up to do a job, a job that you sign up for, but you have to be present and listen to people and just not be pissed if things don't go your way, not that she was at all. She was just lovely. She was sharing, but just some people do get a bit pissy and you can get really grumpy back, and girls with each other, even any day of the week is bad enough, let alone when we're all fucking hungry and on hormones and someone's got their period and everyone's like wound up. So just be kind and just be patient backstage, right?
Yeah, it's an ordeal backstage, man. We don't have purpose-built venues and fun, and so we end up with what we've got. So, yeah, my advice would be like, if you're not up, in the first cluster, go chill out somewhere else. And then come back. Book
your accommodation close if you can. That's why some people do same building, same venue, same area, and then you can just chill in your hotel room. But you don't want to go too far, just somewhere that you can just relax and kick back. But just take a breath and just chill, roll with the punches all day, guys, especially if it's your first show, and just enjoy it. Similar for myself, giving myself advice at this point. But it's exciting, right? And happy peak week to everyone who's doing Wellington. It's going to be a good show. Are you excited?
Yeah.
Who do you have? Do you have anyone competing at Wellington that you can share?
Yeah, I won't say much, but I've got, yeah, there's a few that did TOC that are doing
Cool.
this as well. There's some, again, more first timers. Yeah, it's not my largest stacked show, but ended up being more than what I was going to have there. It'll be good. Interested to see just, yeah, what else comes out of this one. But then, yeah, my next busier show is Waikato's. A lot of first time men physique there.
Yeah, nice.
But yeah, most people now, they've got their qualification to do nationals. So any of them that had planned to do a second show are using that. Yeah, they've moved that to nationals. So
nice, cool. Yeah, because we're getting close now. Hey, so you may as well just
yeah,
save that and keep working. Save it. Yeah, it'll be fun to watch, guys. I've got one to watch who is Hayley. She is coached by Jordan Earl, who was on my last podcast, or my last guest on the podcast, and she's in wellness, and she's my one to watch. So watch out for wellness. She's going to be fucking fire. And there's a lot to watch out for, and that's just me being biased because I'm friends with her. So that's just a little share. And there's lots to come for bikini and much more. So you just never know who's going to turn up on the day, as we always say. Keep an eye out for it. Watch out for any live streams if you're not there. But if you're in Wellington or around the area, go and buy a damn ticket. It was really good with the South Island crowd. Did you hear? Like, we didn't even see them, but I could hear them. Could you hear them?
Yeah.
It was really good.
Yeah,
it was nice, guys. Turn up. Yeah, it helps.
Yeah.
Well, they can hear you. They want to know that you back them. If you walk out in as crickets, it ain't fun. So back those people that come out, even if you don't know them. Little clap. It's not going to take much. And yeah, that's kind of it for this episode. Did we miss anything, Frank? Have we got anything else to wrap up?
No, that's it. Yeah, just good luck to everyone else on this coming show as well. There's people that I'm looking forward to seeing that I won't say because I don't want them to hear this and then feel any pressure. But I'm excited. There's people that, outside of my team that I'm excited to see. Just because I've enjoyed following their journeys and stuff this season, and man, just loving seeing this whole thing come alive. Yeah.
100%. That's it, guys. No pressure. We've just got your back, like all day. It's all support, and love, and we just want to see how you go. Like, it's all part of the journey. It's having people there with you on the day.
No one else that gets this like we do.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, so it's gonna be. I'm so nervous for Wellington to be done because the next show after that is Waikato. Yeah, I'm starting to shit myself, guys. But we're good. We're fine. It's first time in nerves, and they don't come over. They don't go away until the show's done. So we'll just write it out. But we'll chat next week, hopefully, and talk about Wellington show if we can. And then after that will be Waikato's. But go buy your tickets, guys. We'll put the link in the description. Good to have you, Frank. It's been great to chat, and we'll talk next week about Wellington.
Sounds good.
Awesome. Thank you. Talk soon. Bye.